Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rock star direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jennie will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger.
Welcome back to another episode of Badass Direct Sales Mastery. It's me, your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. And I am here today with a friend of mine who I connected with, I think probably 2 years ago at an in-person networking meeting. And then we lost contact, as happens after those kinds of large networkathon things that happen, and ended up reconnecting through social media. And so Techy Tony Jackson is here with me today with Techy Tony Marketing. And let me tell you a little about what he does. He is a guru who shows home-based business owners how to leverage technology to grow their business using the power of social media. Techy Tony Marketing is an extension of the business he started 6 years ago. He's the founder of O'Fallon Computers, located in O'Fallon, Missouri. O'Fallon Computers proudly serves St. Charles County and surrounding areas. Techy Tony, though, is all about giving your business the online presence it deserves. He is not your average traditional marketing group, okay? He gives you the tools and resources to grow your business in ways that you may not have known. And he firmly believes that technology plays a very critical role in growing your business. Everything from finding the perfect domain name to people finding your products and services on the major search engines. So thank you for being here, Techy Tony.
Hello, Jennie Bellinger. How are you?
I'm doing well today. And how are you?
I am great. It's Tuesday. I'm here with my favorite person. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. I won't tell your girlfriend that you said I'm your favorite person.
We'll just edit that out,
We'll totally edit it out. Yeah, absolutely. Favorite person in business. How about that?
That'll work.
All right. We'll put that qualifier on there. So you and I met a couple years ago, and I remember meeting you and, finding you funny, great to talk to at a networking event, which isn't always the case. Sometimes people can be very conservative and not having fun at those events. We had a lot of fun talking. We had a great time. And then we ended up getting to reconnect recently through Clubhouse. So before we get into the Clubhouse thing, let's tell everybody, how'd you get into technology? Why is this your thing?
Yeah, so technology has played a pretty intricate role in my life. Short story, I lost my mom. I lost my dad. I was homeless for 5 years. And during those times, I learned how to use computers. I learned, the importance of the internet, how to email. I was the AOL kid, welcome, you've got mail. I was that kid. I knew that when I was homeless, I could always get help finding somewhere to go or the help that I needed or whatever it was that I needed at that time. And the internet kind of truly transformed my life. So when I got older, that was kind of my passion type thing, and just got into it. And I started helping others and realized that I have a skill set that could make me money. So I pursued it and associate's degree in my own computer repair business. And then I love technology. I really believe you can't really live without it. It's kind of important. Well, it is important, I should say.
Yeah. And this has not been more true than it is right now. I mean, given what's going on, had this pandemic happened pre-internet, who knows how many businesses would have been able to survive given the way that we've had to shift.
Yeah, we rely on it now more than ever, especially with the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with the pandemic.
And connection right now is really happening through social media. I do have to say it's one area that people are either really great at or they are shooting themselves in the foot with the way that they're connecting with people through social media. So before we get into the do's and don'ts of social media, let's address the Clubhouse thing, because I've gotten quite a few questions around it. And I know between the two of us, we've actually made some really cool connections through Clubhouse and had some great experiences. So I'll let you explain, because you're the more techie person. What is Clubhouse?
So Clubhouse is a new social media app, kind of like a Facebook. It's kind of like the next Facebook, Instagram, Twitter type thing. But the difference in it is it's all audio. It's no video. It's just audio. And the concept is just of people starting rooms, and they're having conversations on there from anything to our next president to how do you grow your business with the Dom and direct sales, like just anything from that to that. So it's a social media audio platform that allows you to connect, follow. More importantly, it's incredibly refreshing. It allows you to build an audience on a different platform. The one thing that I love about it, I deal with a lot of clients that say, well, I don't like being on video. Well, this crushes that excuse, right? So you can literally be a guy with a dream in your pajamas in front of your computer and have a conversation with people you don't know and add your own value. And I think that is priceless. Clubhouse has even said they really believe that voice is a special medium. So if you're looking for a way to really grow an audience and get in front of the people that matter the most to you, then I highly recommend it. Unfortunately, at this time, it is only available for iPhone. You have an iPad, and it's by invitation only. So you'll be put on the waiting list until you take action and go out there and let people know you want that invite to Clubhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool to see how they've set this up. So yeah, if you do have an iPhone and you want to learn more about the Clubhouse app, it's a totally free app to download. Make sure you download the one that says Clubhouse Drop-in Audio app. And then what you're going to do is do what I did, which I didn't want anyone taking my name. So I went and reserved my name, and then I'm not even kidding you. 5 minutes later, all of a sudden I was in. Somebody let me into Clubhouse, and I didn't even have to get an invite just from reserving my name.
Yeah. So if you go to joinclubhouse.com, it'll take you to where the link right on the app on your phone, because it's not browser based. It's only for the App Store.
Right.
And then if you get in and you want to learn more, it's clubhouseguide.com. That's kind of like their knowledge base that shows you how to use it and things like that. So make sure you download the right app. And even if you don't have an Android, I would still recommend reserving your name. For branding purposes, of course. So yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's different. I think they're going to make a lot of money, and I think there's going to be a big following.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with this already for me, so I've been on it for a little more than a week now. And and this is a little nugget that we got to drop and tell everybody. There's a special little thing that appears on your profile when you have been on Clubhouse for less than a week. What is it, Tony?
That's a good question. I've never seen it.
Oh, you didn't know it? Oh,
no.
Okay. So all the people who have the party hats or the little celebration thingy, they've been on Clubhouse for less than a week.
Oh.
And as soon as you've been on for a week or more, that little icon disappears and you're now you're no longer a newbie. Okay. Yeah.
You're going to have to show me that. I've never seen that. When you go into a room, next time you go into a Clubhouse room, take a look at all the people who are in the room. He's like grabbing his phone right now and he's going to go look, because not even kidding you, I was like, what is this little hat? Some people have it. Some people don't. Why do I have it? I don't get it. And somebody asked the question and it was brought and somebody explained what that is. Where is this hat? I'm looking at my profile. Where do you see this hat at?
It's not on your profile picture anymore because you have been now in for more than a week, because you've been in longer than I have.
Oh, I feel so loved. Thank you, Clubhouse.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not a noob anymore. So you're going to be able to see who's new, who's not. And just so people understand, this is audio and it's all live audio. So think of it as like the new version of talk radio for those of us who've been around long enough that we actually listen to that thing called radio. It's live radio. But now instead of having to call in, there's no more, hey, long time listener, first time caller thing. It's everybody's a first time caller on Clubhouse, but you're not actually calling in. You actually get to participate right then and there in the audience and ask the question if they're opening it up to questions.
And I that's one thing I love about it, because they do drop a tremendous amount of value. I've been in rooms with Grant Cardone, some of the big people in the industry, but
Gary
more importantly,
V.
Yeah, most importantly though, you can position yourself as the expert.
Oh my God. Can I share a story that happened to me? Okay. So Tony's not kidding when he says that. So I went into a room one night when I was literally bored because my kids were at their dad's house. My boyfriend was gone with his kids. So I was sitting there. I had already had my dinner. I'm like, what am I going to do? I was still new to Clubhouse. So I jumped into a room and it was a happy hour for women in business. Basically, what are you drinking? What's your business? Let's talk, let's connect. But it was just a fun room. So I went in there to connect with other people on Clubhouse, learn more about it. I'm pretty sure that's where I learned about the little party hat thing. And during the course of the conversation, some questions came up about podcasting, which obviously I'm very well versed in the podcasting universe. So I answered some questions according to my experience and then answered some other questions. And somebody who was in the room clicked on my profile, looked at what was in it. So I had filled out my profile pretty well. I mean, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it's a good one that people understand who I am and what I do. And this gal went and connected with me on Instagram and then popped back into the room and said, "Hey, Jenny, I just want to let you know, I went and looked at your profile. I like what you do. By the way, I'm the leader of a Rodan and Fields team. We have 10,000 representatives under me. Some of my people need you. Let's connect." Absolutely. How can I help you? And so we've connected through Instagram and we're continuing the conversation there because Clubhouse does not have a direct messaging app. They utilize Instagram as a way for people to, or Twitter for people to connect. I think more people have Instagram than Twitter per se. At least that's been my experience. But this just shows what you were saying, Tony, that it's a great connection platform to your ideal clients because you get to share your knowledge and people go, I want more of that.
Mm-hmm.
I want more of that. And as you create your own rooms, create your own audience, people follow you. And then every time you go in to share what you have to say,
yep,
more and more people follow you. In fact, I've started doing these every Thursday, doing nap time knowledge bombs for network marketers at 1:30 in the afternoon. So that way network marketers who have kids, who have gone down for a nap, can jump into Clubhouse, pick the brain of a direct sales expert, no charge, and just talk with somebody. And then it's a great way to connect and great way for me to provide some extra value for people.
Yeah, 100%. I agree wholeheartedly. Clubhouse is a great way to really get your name out and let people know who you are. And the way they have the bio set up is really unique too. Because Clubhouse is all about, it's almost like I want to call it emoji book because they're big on the emojis. And I'm telling you, if you're not on Clubhouse, you're missing out.
Yeah.
You are missing
absolutely. I'm very interested to find out. I mean, it's exploding already with iPhone users. I cannot wait to see what happens when they open it up to Android, which is another approximate 50% of the mobile population. It's going to be pretty darn cool. So how have you seen Clubhouse developing your business?
I see it as a marketing strategy. I see it as something extraordinarily refreshing. I don't know about you guys, but Facebook can be annoying sometimes, and it's refreshing because you can pick and choose what you want to talk about. You don't have to go to Facebook and see political stuff if you don't want to. You can say, well, you know what? I don't want to be in that room, so I'm not going to be in that room. And I love that because I have things that I want to learn and I have a value that I want to provide. So I can follow whoever I want to follow, and I can literally create the audience of my dreams and tweak it accordingly as I grow my business. And I love that.
That's pretty darn cool to be able to start getting people who will follow you not only in Clubhouse, but then they'll go follow you on Instagram and Twitter. And so, now this has also pushed me to start improving what I'm doing on Instagram because that's the only way people can reach out to me is through Instagram, right?
The only problem I have with Clubhouse right now, and I'm sure this will be fixed, but there's no way to make clickable links in your bio. That is kind of a downfall. But I fear that it's not fear, but I feel like it's coming very soon because it is still very much in beta. But if you're not on, I highly recommend grabbing your name as your username because we all know to brand you and not your product. So if you haven't done that yet, join clubhouse.com.
Yeah, absolutely. So literally from your phone, go into and type out in your browser, joinclubhouse.com to reserve your name. So other than that, what are some other things that network marketers can do on social media wait, before we get into that conversation, let's talk about the difference between marketing and selling, because you and I had a great conversation about that the other day, the difference between marketing and selling. So why don't you explain it? Because I'm sure my audience, they've probably heard me touch on it before. I want to hear it from your perspective.
I think a lot of people have different definitions of this. So my definition is marketing is when you're building an audience, adding your own value, really being the problem solver, positioning yourself as the expert and growing your audience. Selling is, in my opinion, when you just can't shut up. That's my opinion. Selling is more of the explaining the features and more of like digging into kind of like how you can help them and discounts. I don't like selling because I don't even feel like selling has to be a part of the conversation because people end up just selling themselves. You're selling yourself. That's all you're selling.
Yep.
People don't buy your products, they buy you. And the only way to do that is to build value, to gain trust. And that's how I feel about that. I'm just really super transparent about that.
And as you should be, because I 100% agree, because I think there's only one case in the whole wide world, right? And this is just, again, this is my thought. There's only one place where people are buying from a company, and that's Amazon. Because none of us is connected to Jeff Bezos, right? We're buying because it is easy, fast, and we know it's going to, we're going to be able to find the lowest possible price through Amazon in many cases for the things that we're looking for. But when it comes to everything else that we shop for, we buy from people.
Absolutely.
So knowing this, how can someone begin to build an audience and really market and do relationship building through social media?
I think the best way to do that is to put everyone in one area. Social media marketing is not a game of I've got a handle for every social media account, and whatever I post, I'm just going to go post it everywhere. There's a little saying in marketing world: if you're marketing to everyone, you're marketing to no one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend doing more than 2 platforms, personal opinion. I recommend that you actually become the expert in one platform at least, because you're going to have people that are going to say, well, I've never used that platform. How do you use it? And you're going to know the answer to that question. And that opens up a whole new line of income for you if you're versed in that specific social media network. So I think adding things like Facebook groups, clubs on Clubhouse, which are kind of like giant Facebook groups. I think there's a lot of value on Facebook. I've said it again, and I'll say it one more time. Facebook is moving more towards a marketing platform than a social media platform. They're definitely they're making it easy for you to run ads. They're making it easy for you to do everything. So I think putting everyone in one place is a great way to do this, because let's face it, your timeline on Facebook is not your marketplace.
Yeah.
So putting everyone in one place is good. And when I say everyone, I don't mean like everyone on your Facebook. I mean like what's called your target audience. Would you rather have 100 targeted followers that actually took an interest in what you had to offer, or just, Jennie Bellinger and her family supporting you just because, or your mother's like and your grandpa's comment and your uncle's share? Like, build an audience, right?
Right. Exactly. No, I definitely agree. I mean, this has become made acutely aware to me recently, using my podcast as an example of this. When I started my podcast, 18 months ago, I knew that I was going to have listeners, right? I had no doubt about that. What did not occur to me is that someday I would have raving fans. And all of a sudden, one of them showed up in my inbox one day saying, hey, I see that you're on Facebook. Can we connect? And I connected with her. She asked if we could have a conversation. And so I, sent her a link to a complimentary coaching session, and she booked it. And when we jumped onto the Zoom call, this is what happened. So everybody turn down your volume, because this is what she did. I'm on with Jennie Bellinger. And I had a moment of, oh, yeah, hi, yes, it's Jennie Bellinger. And she was so excited. And I like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I have a fan. Oh my God, I have fans, And so imagine if you could do that for your business, to be able to create raving fans. So how do you propose that people can begin to create some raving fans through social media for a direct sales or network marketing business?
Content is king. People have problems. Can you solve them? Content. That's very simple. Content creation is the key.
It seems simple to us, right? But let me tell you guys the difference. And Tony, I'll let you expand upon it. All right. Sure. Tony is not saying grab a picture of your most popular product, slap it onto social media, put here's what it is, here's what it does, here's its price, here's the link, go buy it. That is not content. So Tony, explain what is content. So now that we know what it's not, what is content?
Content is creating value. It's content is not, put your link on social media. Content is again, creating your own value, solving people's problems. Hey guys, in today's tip, we're going to talk about 10 ways you can leverage direct sales to grow your business using Twitter. That's content. And for those of you, well, I see this a lot. There's two questions that I see. Number one is, I don't know what to post on Facebook. Okay, first of all, that's a mindset issue. Seriously, that get out of your head. Now the whole I'm not really sure kind of what to talk about. I kind of get that, but there's resources. If you go to answerthepublic.com and do a search for whatever your niche is, you will never run out of stuff to talk about. You can build an audience everywhere. And I've said this a million times. If you're growing your business online, you have to be a problem solver.
Yeah.
Because the more problems you solve, the more money you're going to make. The question is, are you going to be the one to step up and say, you know what? I don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to find out for you because I care. That's the question.
I love that. And it's it's so true, because the value that you put out there. So I'm going to put this in context for the listener here. So let's use the example of, let's say, an essential oils person, right? So putting value out there would be talking about the story of the sleep deprived mom who all of a sudden had no problem getting her kids to go to bed and stay asleep because she was utilizing lavender oil in a diffuser in her kid's bedroom, and it helped them calm down faster, fall asleep faster, and stay asleep throughout the course of the night. Now, sleep-deprived moms are going to go, I don't care how much that diffuser and that bottle of oil costs, I'm going to buy it.
Yep. I had a friend that was in doTERRA for the longest time, and he did not understand the concept of a target market. He just, every time he talks to somebody, he was like, I got an oil for that. I got an oil for that. I'm like, you're not going to win. You need to really get specific is terrific. And you've got to get specific on who your audience is. Like when I started my computer repair business, I thought, well, I have a talent and everyone's got a computer, so I should be a millionaire in 6 months. Boy, was I wrong. And it took me almost 4 years to find out that actually senior citizens are my market, and they're the ones that actually make me the most money. And those are the ones I really enjoy working with because they listen to you. They trust you.
Yeah.
So again, if you're marketing to everyone, you're literally marketing to no one. Yeah. Before you grow any type of business online, starting, existing, it is always good to get clarity on your market, because once you do, you can achieve anything.
Yeah. Let me give people an example to understand why you need to know who your people are, right?
Sure.
You're calling it a target market. I call it a tribe or a crew, right? So remember back in the day when we used to go to the mall, okay, and you would sometimes hear someone calling out, hey, hey, hey. How many people turned around to someone just yelling out, hey? Nobody. Nobody turns around for that. But if you go, hey, Mike, everyone named Mike does what? They turn around and look at you.
Yep.
Because you called them by name, right? So if you can establish a way to find who your people are. So if you look at your client base or your customer base and see that you seem to have a lot of sleep deprived moms as an oils person, or you as a nutritional, supplemental company representative, maybe you've got a bunch of people with PCOS. Well, maybe that's your market. Maybe that's the people you want to be marketing to are women with PCOS. And guess what? Here's what's funny. So I tell people, everyone knows I'm the direct sales coach. I coach in direct sales, network marketing, and MLM. But is that all I do? No. I market to direct sales. I sell to whomever I want. So I have clients who are not in the direct sales realm because they go, well, if you can teach her to sell lipstick and you can teach her to sell oils, you can teach me how to sell paint or sell energy. I've got an energy consultant as a client,
Yeah, possibilities are endless.
Yeah. I sell to whomever I want as long as they fit the type of person that I want to work with. So if during our conversation I go, you know what? Yes, I would work with this person, even though I don't necessarily work in their industry. What they need from me are the same things that my direct sales clients need from me. And I can provide that. So, they ask the question, hey, you sell to them, but you do services for them. Could you do those services for me? Sure.
Sure. Why not?
Why not? Right. Picking a market like PCOS or sleep deprived moms or, oh my gosh. And you don't want to say, oh, I want busy moms. Yeah. Good luck with that. We're all fucking busy. Y'all listen to my episode from a few, well, by the time this episode comes out, it will have been a few months ago, but the busy myth. Okay. Do not add busy to anybody's thing because we are all busy. No one is going to perk their head up at that because they're all going to be like, yeah, who isn't? Right. So
Yeah.
in going through and doing that. So once you've picked your market, then how do you begin to create content for them that will get them to look at what you're doing?
Everyone's got their own way of doing this. I feel like Facebook Lives are a really great way to start. One of the things I love about Facebook Live is it's video, and video is the best way to get people to know, like, and trust you.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, every Facebook Live gets a unique link. So if you've got a newsletter started, that's a piece of content you can send to them, because we all know that Facebook doesn't show your stuff to everyone online.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah.
Tony, Facebook doesn't show my stuff to everybody?
Fortunately not. They like money too much.
Well, I don't blame them. They're a business.
When you start your business, that's the first thing I would highly recommend you do before you do anything is get that email list set up. Your email list is your most valuable asset. It's something you created. It's something that no one can ever take away from you. So once you've got that and you know your market, content creation's easy. It motivates you.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't know what to talk about, go to answerthepublic.com. Email me, hello@techytonymarketing.com. I'll show you how to use it. It's super simple.
Oh, there you go, guys. Absolutely. Now, one of the things we talked about pre-interview was that you have this really cool strategy session, 30 minutes that and what you just said, just segue perfectly into this. You're going to offer a 30-minute strategy session, social media strategy session to a Badass Direct Sales Mastery listener. So if you're listening right now, guys, that email he just gave you, the hello@techytonymarketing.com. As you guys know, as long as you're not driving, grab your phone, go to the episode, scroll up, and you will see his email. Click on his email, shoot him a quick message saying, in the subject line, letting him know that you heard him on the Badass podcast. You want the strategy session, book a time with him, and then sit down and get 30 minutes of social media strategy with Techy Tony.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking to start a business and you don't know where to begin on social media, let's talk. If you've got an existing business and you're just you feel like you're missing something, let's talk. If you just want to talk and you need someone to talk to, that's fine too. But ideally, I want to work with, people in the network marketing home business profession. But guys, 30 minutes can change your life.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a 30-minute call with Jennie, and eye-opening. So I encourage you to take advantage. It's free. Like, why would you not? And if you feel that you don't want to do that, then you need to check your mindset, because yeah, like it's free. Like there is no negative. You're going to learn something either way. So take advantage of it. I encourage you to.
Oh, thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, listener, you guys all know how this goes. This is the time where if you've pulled value from listening to this conversation with Tony, this conversation does not have to end. It's just going to now become a private conversation between you and Tony, and he's going to help give you some really important strategic information to help you improve your social media strategies over the next 30, 60, potentially maybe even 90 days. I don't know. I need to have my strategy call with him. That's for sure. So that way I can go through and get that as well. So Tony, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to come share this with the Badass crew.
There's always time for Jennie Bellinger.
Always. You're so sweet.
You're welcome. Guys, it's January 18th. Are you the person that said, 2021 is going to be my year? Are you getting Facebook memories saying, 2019 was my year or 2018 was my year, and you look back and it's still not your year? We should talk, because there's a lot that I can talk about that can help you get where you need to be. Just know that it's okay to be scared, because you're human, right? It's okay to be scared. It's okay to make big decisions. It's okay to get out of your comfort zone. And there's one thing I can tell you. Sometimes if you want to be successful, you got to get uncomfortable. Yep. So with that being said, it's a new year. It's not too late. It's never too late. But don't be the person who looks at your Facebook timeline and goes, oh, 2018 was my year. It's discouraging, right? You look at it and you're like, oh my God, I'm still not where I want to be. So the question is, when are you going to start living a life that you want to instead of a life that you have to? Think about that moving forward into the new year.
I love that. So true. So true. Absolutely. Yep. Well, thank you so much again, Tony, for being here. I'm really excited for the listeners who are going to reach out to you and have that strategy session with you in order to help improve their social media. Because I know it's one of the top questions I get from my clients and potential clients is if I help with that. And I'm like, nope, let me introduce you to someone.
It's a global pandemic. I mean, everyone's trying to start a business online and nobody has no idea where to start.
Yep.
Why not take advantage of that? You'd be crazy not to. It's not as hard as it seems. You know what the hardest part about growing a business online is? You want to take a guess, Jenny?
Deciding what to sell?
Showing up.
Mm.
Just showing up for your audience and being consistent. If you don't think people are watching, I promise you they are.
Oh, I can tell you they are, because there are people who I had no idea they knew that my podcast existed. And they're like, hey, you're the one in the purple corset. And I'm like, yes, I am.
You gotta show up to blow up, right?
Yep. Oh, all right. That's the title of the episode. Show up to blow up. I love it. That you need to make that your tagline, Tony. I'm telling you, show up to blow up.
I like that. I might have to change that.
Yeah.
Honey,
make it your tagline.
Thank you for having me on. I do appreciate it. You're amazing as always. Happy 2021 every year. I hope you guys got some value out of this call. Jenny, again, thank you so much for having me on. I do appreciate it.
Oh, no, absolutely. Thank you for being here. And Badass Crew, you know how this goes. Stay tuned because there's another badass episode on its way.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.